welcome to Asia Talks. If you're new, I'd love if you could like, comment, or subscribe. At the end of the video, you know, if this is some type of content that you like. Today, I wanna focus. A lot going on. Sorry about my voice. I'm getting over, I don't know if it's allergies. I don't know. Ever since I moved to Texas, it's been like a different season every day. So, and then I cut myself making a smoothie. It's just, you know, it's just a lot. And I wanted to make a video. It was supposed to be about finances, but then Nipsey Hussle got murdered yesterday, so I kind of feel like I need to incorporate my thoughts of that and finances together, because a lot of the work that he was doing was actually to educate the community about how to elevate themselves above, you know, working for somebody else. Ownership is something that he pushed a lot. And I don't know, I have a lot of comments about that, a lot of opinions, and I won't go into all of them because I've been called a conspiracy theorist, even though, you know, I just feel like it's a lot as people of color that we have to pay attention to as far as what's going on in our news, media, politics, and social issues. But that's just like a whole nother topic, you know. So just checked out his album Victory Lap. You all need to check that out. I listened to it from the first to the last song, and I rarely can do that with an artist, like especially rap, because I mainly stick to like R&B. So check out Victory Lap. It's just a very, very sad case, you know. Like, he was doing a lot in his community, and it's very easy for us to think that, oh, okay, yeah, he was just murdered by a hating ass, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, he was doing some really big things, like not just things in his local community. He was trying to start a documentary for Dr. Sebi, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but Dr. Sebi, you know he can cure AIDS and HIV, right? So the United States government took Dr. Sebi to court. I can't remember what year, but they took him to court, and the state took him first, and he beat that case, and then the feds took him the next day, and he beat that case too. So, and the reason why he beat the case is because when he presented the evidence to the jury, nobody could find him guilty for anything because he can actually cure it. So that's what Nipsey was going to make a documentary about, was the trials. Not necessarily his other work in like holistic health and stuff. He was trying to just focus on the trial. If you watch his Breakfast Club interview, you really should watch his Breakfast Club interview. If you haven't seen it already when he was alive, it's almost even more important that you see it now and see exactly what he was talking about in the moves that he was really trying to make. And you will understand that anybody who's ever touched anything that crucial to the pockets of the government, you know what I'm saying? If you can cure HIV, what else could you possibly cure? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much would that cost our pharmaceutical companies? You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be catastrophic to them if something like that happened. They created these diseases. See, let me not even go into it, but you know where most of these diseases started, right? Where they originated, Africa. So you can kind of understand who the target is and why they wouldn't want people to find that there are cures to these things. So, you know, Dr. Sebi came up missing, came up dead as well, murdered. And, you know, anybody who's touched it, if you don't know, Left Eye went to Honduras to do this same documentary, but she was trying to focus more on the cures, not just the trials. So, you know, she came up dead too in a car accident. So anybody who's ever touched anything like this, or any black person that you can even look into history and just do your research, any black person who's ever tried to help their community in such an impactful way, or has tried to expose any kind of truth that could be freeing, you know what I'm saying, for a certain race of people, then, or a certain demographic of people, if we don't even want to go into race, a certain demographic of people, then you will see that none of them have been able to live to tell you those truths. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, and I'm so sorry for Lauren London. nobody deserves something like this. You know, I haven't experienced much loss in my life, so I can only imagine what it could feel like to lose your husband and to lose your father all in one day. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that I can branch into this is Nipsey Hussle. He taught a lot about ownership, like I mentioned before. And it's very important that we get into the mindset of ownership. Now, everybody cannot be an entrepreneur. Like, that's just the reality of it. Not everybody's built and mind is set up that way, but I'm going to tell you that if you listening to this, you can prepare yourself to be your own boss. That's not something that's impossible if you don't feel like it's impossible. Some people cannot grasp how to flip that switch in their mind and truly believe that they're able to do something, like without any doubts at all, like already claim that what they want and it's done. It's very hard, especially when most of us have grew up in homes where we've only been taught our limits, especially financially. Like, I don't know about anybody else, but personally, I was not raised to like know how to balance a checkbook, how to open a savings account. I did not grow up getting, what's it called? People get allowances like every week to be able to save. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was never taught financial responsibility, and I was never taught the impact that not knowing how to handle my finances could have on me as an adult. And I'm navigating that, and I am navigating through that now. But I'm just here to say that it's not impossible to have ownership and to be an entrepreneur and to become financially free. It's all in your mind. Like, you have to learn how to take yourself from limitations to endless possibilities. It's not simple, and it's something that I'm working on still to this day. That's why at the beginning of this year I made a vision board, which is very important for you to visualize the things that you want to obtain into your reality. If money and financial freedom is something that you really want to obtain and something that you really want to bring into your reality, you have to think about it every day. You have to make the conscious decisions to, I'm going to spend my money well. I'm going to invest my money well. I'm not going to overly indulge in things that I don't necessarily need. And at first it can be very difficult when you've been doing something like that because you created a habit of bad financial decisions. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to create new habits. One thing that I decided that I'm going to start to do is keep a log of my expenses this month. Like, every time I swipe my debit card, I'm going to keep it in my car because that's when I spend the most money. And I'm going to write down my expenses as they go. So I can just, at the end of the month, I can just reflect for the first time, you know, how much money I'm truly spending. And it'll probably scare me right into saving and never spending any more cash. I know it can be especially hard for people of color to feel like, or just black people in America, period, to feel like you can become rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, outside of being a basketball player, outside of being an athlete, outside of being an entertainer, there are ways for us to obtain wealth. One thing that I'm trying to focus on is real estate. There is so much real estate in this country, so much land, so much sold and purchased. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, keep it in your mind. Don't never let go that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to, especially when it comes to finances. Do not limit yourself. Like, this year I made a goal that I want to make $33,000 extra outside of my money that I get from my job. My brother saw that and he was like, why would you put a limit on what you want to make? Why would you say 33,000? I'm like, I'm not sure. I thought that was a lot of money. Don't put any kind of limit on what you can do, because you never know, like, what you're attracting into your reality. I could have limited by just wanting that. I could have limited myself from $1 million deal I could come across. But no. I'm focused on making 33,000. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever limit yourself, and know that through, you know, persistence and patience, and with patience with yourself, you can achieve it. I'm working on it now. You all gonna see me like a walk, like a like a real from here to here to here to here. I'm gonna try to show y'all the whole thing, but I'm changing my mindset every single day. Every single day I'm doing affirmations. Every single day I'm trying to be positive. I'm spreading positivity to other people, and I'm making it a priority that my mind is exactly a reflection of my reality. So thank you for tuning in to Asia Talks today. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, could you please comment any opinions that you had about the topics? Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in seeing new videos. Thanks for tuning in.